Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Red Devils TV, and today we're going to talk about Manchester United 4, Newcastle United 1. And before we start things, I just want to say one thing. Viva Ronaldo! Viva Ronaldo! See! And I know it's childish, but I can't help it at all. Ronaldo scoring a brace, Bruno scoring a wonder goal, and Jay Lings after a year or so he has scored a goal or two. So it's been a perfect match for us. It's been a perfect night to watch Manchester United, and can't be more happier than that. But I would agree that some people are saying that it's a flattering scoreline. It's not what we deserved. I think it's right to some extent, but you have to give the credit to the team. We were not that active in the first half. There were a lot of miss passes. Newcastle were hitting us on the counter, and just what Newcastle does. Newcastle parked the bus and they were hitting long ball over us, and basically that player Saint Maximin was dribbled past our players and gave some good services to the strikers. I think Miguel Almiron, was it that, or Manquillo? I don't know the exact names or their positions, but they played well. I think that Miguel Almiron guy, he's a baller. I think he's a baller. He dribbled past Matic, Maguire, and Luke Shaw, and then gave the ball to Saint Maximin, and Saint Maximin dribbled past Varane and gave the ball to Manquillo, and they scored. So I think he's a baller, and so you have to give some credit to the players. You just can't always be ultra negative that it's not what we wanted. It's not. You have to take this into consideration that these players haven't played that much. They are thrown into a match as a team, and they need some time to gel together. I know many people are saying that Sancho is a flop. Sancho will be the next Pepe. People don't need to overreact that. Yeah, I get it from the rivals who hate on us, but some of our fans are also saying that maybe buying Sancho wasn't a good option. I mean, give him some time. Give him some time. Even players like Havertz took some time, and now he's a superstar at Chelsea. You have to give him some time. He didn't play in the Premier League before. He's not Ronaldo. He's not Rafael Varane, who is an experienced player who has done it on the bigger stage. Sancho is still a younger. I mean, he achieved a lot at Dortmund individually, but I think we still need to give him some time. And I think Ronaldo is actually the leader of this team. Yeah, the captain band is of Harry Maguire, but I think the original captain of this team is Ronaldo and Bruno. No one else. They are those. They are basically Ronaldo is someone who has an inspiration kind of trait where the team has heads down. Basically, if we take Ronaldo out of the team, we would not win this match. I mean, mathematically we win this match, but see the impact which he had. These are the matches. These are the kind of matches where we drew last year. These are the matches when you know that when we concede a goal, it's basically saving our asses, saving our defense, and playing back six football, and then we drew the matches. And I think that we didn't lost so much matches. We drew a lot of matches. I think we lost two or three matches more than Man City, and we drew around 6 to 7 matches, which we could have won. So I think these are the kind of matches when you expect us to draw, but with Ronaldo we are getting 3 points, and it's valuable 3 points because now we are at the top of the league with Chelsea. So I do think that getting Ronaldo is, I think it's better for the team and it's better for the him also. I think he needs Manchester United at this point, and Manchester United will raise the bar. Manchester United will have to raise the bar to accommodate Ronaldo's ambitions, basically, and they have to. And it's all the bar is almost raised because when you get Ronaldo, you have to take a chance at the league title in the Europa League. I mean, not what I'm saying. Europa, not Europa League, Champions League. You have to take a chance at the Champions League and the Premier League. So you have to do it, irrespective of how bad your team is. With Ronaldo, you always get that kind of boost that he is Mr. Champions League. He is the goat. You have to do something for him. And I think this team, I haven't been a fan from the 90s or 2000s. I have been a fan since 2013 after Fergie retired. So I haven't seen a better team than this. I mean, those who are older than me would say that there are a lot of better teams than this, and I would agree with them. But in my time as a Manchester United fan, this is the best team I have seen. This is the best team, hands down. This is the best team I've seen, and I think, and what Ole said, that this team, this performance is actually reminded us of what we did 10 to 12 years ago, when we had Giggs, when we had Rooney, when we had Tevez, when we had Ronaldo, Berbatov, Nani, Scholes in the midfield, Carrick. So I think this team is kind of a replica to that team, but yeah, we don't have that Carrick style player. But I think we need to play. And man, what the hell is happening with Donny Van de Beek? I clearly don't understand. He said himself that he can play as a centre defense midfielder, but this Ole doesn't seem to trust him, man. That's the problem which I have. And Matic was trash. Nobody can convince me that Matic was good. I wouldn't even give him a number 6 out of 10. I would give him a 4 out of 10. He was poor. He was absolutely shit. He was all over the place. Without Varane, we would have conceded more and more goals. And if Newcastle were clinical enough, if they were a Everton or a Newcastle, if they were a Everton or a Aston Villa, God knows what would have happened. So I think Matic is done. He's finished. He has to retire after this season. There's no way around it. There's no way. Even if I would trust James Garner over him. I mean, yeah, James Garner didn't had much more experience. Last season he played for Nottingham Forest, but I would trust him more than Matic, and that pretty much explains what Matic's situation is, kind of thing. I don't know. And let's be honest here, Matic is not going to be the player. I know there are a lot of Matic fans. I am saying this right now. Matic is done. He is not even good to play in the Serie A. I said it before that he may be good to play in the Serie A, but he is not. He's not. Even if the Serie A is not as physical as the Premier League, you need to keep the ball, and Matic can't keep the ball, and he doesn't has the pace to have to pick up the tempo and basically increase it. What the opponent teams are doing when we have Matic in the midfield is that they're pressing hard, and they know that Matic doesn't have the pace that he had 5 years ago when he was at Chelsea winning Premier League titles. He doesn't have the same pace, so he basically runs towards the block, then he gives the ball away, and we get a counter attack. And Ronaldo is the kind of a player who has motivated the team. I thought for a second that, yeah, that the head's gone. The head's gone of this team, and now it's going to be a boring draw. But Ronaldo, I think, motivated a lot. I think when we considered the goal, people like Bruno, Varane, Harry Maguire, Ronaldo, I think they motivated. And these are leaders, and we are finally having a spine. We're finally having a spine. We have De Gea in the defense, Luke Shaw, who is a very important player, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who has been for 3 years at Manchester United, Varane, who is a serious player, captain is Maguire, there is Pogba, there is Bruno, there is Ronaldo, there is Cavani, Greenwood is now, I mean, not Greenwood is not a leader, but I can certainly see a team which can actually which is actually replicating the United DNA. I mean, experience with youth. I think I can finally see the similarities between those teams of Fergie which dominated Europe and the Premier League, and I can finally see. I'm not saying that they would dominate this like the domination we had under Fergie, but I can see it happening, and I think I'm going to make a bold assumption on this. I think this team is going to do something special. I think this team is going to do something special because I think this team is too good to not win a trophy. This team is too good to win a trophy. I'm not saying about Community Shield or Carabao Cup. It has to be among the three big trophies: the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions. It has to be one of them. It has to be one of them. Can't deny anything about that. So I think this team has to give a proper title challenge, a proper UCL, proper UCL draw, or maybe which could help us get a run, proper Champions League run, and definitely a FA Cup. Definitely a FA Cup. We have to win the FA Cup, and that is what I think depend on our team. And I think the goal we considered, many people are blaming Maguire for that, but I think we shouldn't blame Maguire for that. Maguire was too brave enough to. I think we should. I'm not saying that we should applaud him for his mistakes, but I think he did what he could do best. Nobody would knew that the Miguel Almiron would dribble past Matic, Maguire, and Shaw. So he did what he. what he could basically. Many people are criticizing Maguire, and many people saying that we would never win the league with Maguire in our defense. But cut him some slack, man. Cut him some slack. He has been brilliant since the last season. And getting on the Sancho factor is that I think Sancho. I am not saying that Sancho was a revelation at the match or something he did was no player could do, but I think it's not the performance what I expected from him, because I saw him play at Dortmund at a higher pace, and he was offering assists for fun and scoring for fun. But this is not Bundesliga, and Premier League is a different stuff. But the best thing he did was actually he could match his game style, the tempo we had. He could, and also he was very calm. When you play a low block, you have to be calm, you have to be slow on the ball, you have to keep the ball. And if you are a player like Dan James or Rashford on the ball, you will always try to take the player one on one, and then you will lose the ball, and then they will sprung up a long ball, and then we are fucked basically. Then it's a counter attack. So I think Sancho kept the possession well, and I think he controlled the ball well, but I think he could have done some better. But there's a lot of time to improvise his style of play. So I will give him a 6.5 performance. I think it's a 6.5 performance. In the defense played well. Rafael Varane with another great performance. I think he is the best defender we have in the defense. He's the best defender we have, and there are no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. And that goal Bruno had, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I think he was trying to do that from the start of the match. That's why he was getting a lot of shots, which was going nowhere. It was getting into the top two tiers stands. But I think he was trying to do that thing from the start of the match. I think he was trying to do that from the start of the match, but he couldn't properly execute it like he wanted to do. But I think it's all about practice, and he did it. He did it. He did the goal. And that's why he is the Portuguese Magnifico. And Bruno playing with Ronaldo will actually, he already has that winning mentality. I've said it before that Bruno is the perfect combination of Paul Scholes and Roy Keane. He has the technical ability as Paul Scholes, and he has the mentality of Roy Keane. So I think he is the perfect player, perfect United player which represents. He's like the Eric Cantona. We can compare him to all the greats we have, but with Ronaldo, he gets a level, the bar is raised. He gets a level up. He is now hungry for trophies, and just like Ronaldo said that I am not here for a vacation, I'm not here to waste time. I know I want to win trophies, and I think my teammates can do it. I and my teammate are capable as that. And I agree with that. There is no time for time waste. We have already wasted a decade of not winning anything. We have won the title last 2013. We won the Champions League 2008. So we haven't won anything in the last few years. The best thing we won in the last few years is the Europa League, and that doesn't fit the ambitions of Manchester United. That is not at all acceptable to our standards. So I think Ronaldo is actually the representation of every Manchester United fan who is passionate about their club, and I think I enjoyed that match. And definitely the tempo was slow. Definitely, many people complain about the tempo, but I think the tempo did improvise a bit. I mean, the tempo we had against Wolves and Southampton, it was definitely better. It was definitely better than it, because I think that you will suddenly not try to play like a Liverpool or a Manchester City. It takes time. Even Klopp, when he came, he took around 2 to 5 years. Sorry, not 2.5 years. When he came into Liverpool, he matched the playing style of Manchester City. So it will take some time. I'm not saying that it will take an eternity, but I'm saying that it will take some few matches to match that kind of a tempo. But I definitely saw an improvement in the tempo. I think it's not like counter the gegen pressing or tiki taka, but it's definitely not that. But it definitely improved. I mean, it's like the only player who was holding the ball for some time is Sancho, and it was his job. Other than that, Greenwood was passing the ball quickly, Pogba was passing the ball quickly, Bruno was passing the ball quickly, and even though Pogba got an assist, I think he got 2 assists. I didn't think he played that much well. I think he was bang average. I think he was the most disappointing player in the, other than Matic, I think he was the most disappointing player in the team. He was. I think even Sancho played better than him. Yeah, I know that he gave a 5 yard assist, but what did he do in that? What did he do in that? Bruno hit a wonder goal, and all the credit goes to Bruno only. So I think Pogba and I think he got into the tackles, and I'm not gonna blame him. It's not his fault. He's actually deployed in the wrong position. I've said time and time again that Pogba isn't like Patrick Vieira, who has a defensive discipline, and he would track back and tackle players and take off the possession of them. He is not Patrick Vieira. He is not Cloud McKinley. He is not N'Golo Kante. Why the hell is Ole playing him in a number 6-8 role, and he's telling him to play like a number 6? I just don't understand. I have no problem playing him playing in the number 8 role, but at least do him what the job is. A number 8 doesn't tracks back. Number 8 is not concerned with defensive abilities. He is not concerned about the tracking back and tackling players and getting the possession of. That's the number 6 job. So why the hell is, if Matic can't do it, if Fred can't do it, and Scott McTominay is a box to box midfielder, then why are we not playing Van de Beek? I mean, the only problem with Van de Beek is that Van de Beek is an attacking player, and when I saw him play at Ajax, out of Frankie de Jong, Ziyech, and Van de Beek, I think Van de Beek was the one who loved to get forward more than the other two. So the problem with Van de Beek is that even Ole said it himself, but he only said it that he can play as a number 6 when there's another number 6. It's like we played McFred last season, like the past 2 seasons we had. It's like playing McFred, and I partly agree with Ole on this, that I think he doesn't have I think the play, if you convert a number 8 player, a CM, to a box to box midfielder, to a center defensive midfielder, I think it takes time. It takes time. Definitely takes time. It definitely takes time. It will not happen overnight. It will take some time. So I think Ole needs to give him some chances. He needs to give him some time, because we gave a lot of chances to a player like Fred, who are technically limited, Matic, who is done, McTominay, who is not a CDM. So what's the harm in giving Van de Beek? I think he could do the job better than those. And the only problem is that I think he has the urge. He has the urge to move forward and score some goals and get. And I get it. I get it. I get it. You were in Ajax. You love to score goals. You love to play total football. I get it. But he has to show that he can stay before the in front of the defense and basically shield it. That's the thing, is like that. So I think he has to decrease that urge of getting forward. And to be honest, when you see a recognized number 6 like Declan Rice and NDD and Kante, they don't move forward as much. They don't join the attack. Yeah, when the team is losing and you need that, especially number 6 have a good shooting range. So especially they are positioned around the D penalty box, and when see like the deflection comes in on a corner, when the opponent player has headed it, and when they take a long range shoot of 20 to 25 yards, that's when a number 6 comes in place. Other than that, he doesn't move. So I think Van de Beek has to pull up some trees, and 5 or 10 cameos won't impress Ole. I get it. I have understood that 5 to 10 minute cameos won't impress Ole, that so to that extent, like he's a starter at Manchester United. And I can say it now. I can say it that Lingard is higher in the pecking order than Van de Beek. Van de Beek is at the lowest. Is at the lowest in the pecking order in midfielders. If we bring a player from an academy also, like Hannibal Mabry or what's that lad's name when he who played at Nottingham Forest? James Garner. James Garner. James Garner. If we bring those kind of players, they would also get more chances than Van de Beek. And Van de Beek, I don't know what he has done, but Ole doesn't like him at all. I don't know if it's a personal thing, or he doesn't like this kind of a player, and basically we all know that he wanted Grealish and he didn't get him, so that's why the board gave him Van de Beek. But you cannot ruin a player like that. No, I know that he didn't. You didn't like him as a player. He was not the player you wanted. But at least show him some faith. And that guy has taken a lot. He didn't play last season at all. Van Dijk, who got injured in match day 5, had played more minutes than him. I think it describes what the hell is going on with Van de Beek. So I think Ole needs to have a hard look at himself and the situation and what he's doing. And that's it for the match reaction. And if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe so you do not miss a single upload. And if you only like this, share with your friends, with your family who are Manchester United fans, and even football fans who are interested in Manchester United. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.